Okay, here I go. Markets open about 45 minutes ago. It fell. So what does that mean? Yeah, market. See if you want to see. It opened. It fell 14 points on the S&P, which is kind of a lot. It's like probably 300 or 400 points in the Dow or something like that. So I mean, it's not a crazy amount, but. All right. So what does that mean for the core, the bull, and the bearish? It means at this level, it means nothing yet, because when it uh, if it stays down here or farther down by the morning, that will mean that this week we don't have to buy an MES, and we can just buy cheap, out of the money calls. I probably won't buy all of them at the June 29th expiration. I'll buy at the nearer expiration and closer, and honestly probably a bit more expensive to make sure they're more immune to volatilities. And then I would also be looking to get out early. Like as soon as it comes up, get out on that day or the next day in the morning. Don't stay in, because the volatility is gonna drop. So now if it comes back up overnight, then we'll be in the trade just like we were. And if it hits 31.20, I'll be getting in, and so on this trade. And the same. So this is the sign for this is the label for the core trade, which means under it it's the core trade. And this thing gets a little funky when you have to make it redraw on the weekends. So okay. So here's the bullish. It's the same thing. It's just allowing for more room to go to the upside, and the bearish, same thing, allowing for less room to go to the upside. And so that means that each of the MESs, the hedges are earlier on this, and later on earlier on the bearish, later on the bullish, than they are on the core. But the trade's all the same, and you'll get out at different points. And I'm going to be looking to get out relatively early, in terms of profit. And normally the way I do that, just on any trade, is once you're at a point where, hey, if the volatility starts to drop, you're going to lose money, or if you've gone a certain point and now if it reverses on you, you're going to lose money. I say, okay, well, I'll put let's say it was falling, and you got to hear, I don't know, you got to hear $150, and I just thought I'm going to keep $100 this week and just get out on this trade. I would put a line, about here, and say, if as long as it stays below this line, I'm going to stay in the trade. If it doesn't, I'm just going to get out. I'm making my $99 or $105. I just do it that way. If it's not moving, then I'll stay in the middle. I'll stay between two lines. I'll put two lines on either side. If it hits either side, I'll stay in as long as it doesn't hit one of those lines. And if volatility, if the market has run up really hard recently, that means volatility is going to drop. Or if it's not, or the volatility has been pretty high, it means volatility is going to drop. I'll just look at how much money I've earned. If I have a decent amount, I'm gonna do the same thing. Hey, I'm up $200. If it goes down to 150, I'm just going to get out. So and that way you don't get crushed by the volatility. So I pretty much do that on all my trades, on these kinds of trades when something can happen later. So that's just kind of my system. Okay, so that's true for core, for bull, for bearish. Now down to the iron. The iron. Okay, so what happened with the iron? So let me show you what's going on with it. I put this on I think it was Thursday. Yeah, I put it on Thursday. Normally I just put it on Sunday night, but I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try it, see if I can do it anytime. I put it on Thursday, and the price was right. It was right in the middle. Don't know the exact price. We can go look it up, but it's always right it's always gonna be right in the middle. That's the point of this. So once I figured out, once it was there, whatever the exact price was, I just said okay, and I went through a process of figuring out where the hedge would be. So the hedge here is 31.50. So if it goes to 31.50, you get in. And then it goes back to 31.40, you get knocked back out. Goes to 30.35, you get in. And it goes back to 30.45, you get knocked back out. Because if you get knocked back out and it stays in the middle, you're going to make a lot of fucking money. Look. And you're not going to be in any positions. It only costs you $100 each time you do that. So that's a lot of, that's like 14 or 15, 13 or 14 times that can happen. So that's a lot. But since I got in this on Thursday, that means over the weekend I have to be in, so I can't just leave myself unprotected. So instead of so what I did at 30.66 right before the close on Friday, I saw the market was moving down. I was like, you know what? Let me just get in 30.66. You know, you could get in right at the close. I think it was a few minutes before the close. So I got in. So and then now, that means that it was starting to fall. Oh, sorry. I'm here now. And it was 30.66 and it's fallen 20 points. So that means that this has helped me out by it made me like $101. So, you know, I just picked that up. So I'm going to close this. I closed it already. I closed this, take the profit. I did this earlier before I had to go fast. So I did it before I started making the video. So I took the profit at that, made my $100, and I'm just gonna wait now. So and I'm still back in the same trade that I always was. I just protected myself over the weekend, and I made $100. I got paid to protect myself. So that's all. So if it had fallen really hard, I would have been fine. And I did it in a way that I protected myself. And now, if it goes back down to 30.35 or up to 170, then or 150, I mean, then I'll get in. Otherwise, that's this trade. We'll see how it plays out. If you're not ready to do this on Sunday night, just put the trade on a new trade in on Sunday night or Monday morning. That's all. I just thought, hey, I get on Thursday. I'm hoping that I can just do these trades continually. As soon as I make the money, get right back in a new one, and right back in a new one. Just keep doing it over and over. So without having to wait, because you'd make more money. We could compound faster if you could do that. Okay, that's that. And then finally, the ES version of this trade. So this is very, very similar to the core trade. If you look at the numbers, like, 310, 305, 309. I thought they were the same. Maybe, is it? Maybe it's not. 10, 5. Oh, I guess it's not. I guess it's whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the same structure. I mean, whatever the strikes are, maybe I didn't do it exactly the same way. But the point is, you do the same. Basically, I do at the time of the trade, 2 of them, like maybe 1 in the money, and 1 like 4 up from that, and then this one, and then 1 more up from that for the other 3. So I did that, and then I just did the same similar thing that Ryan does. I mean, you know the trade. I mean, it's the same damn trade that we've been doing for a while now. Let's see. Okay, so this is the first part of it. This is the second part of it. And together, it looks like this. And all I'm doing, though, is what I did a little differently on this trade. I just got 5 of these instead of 6. I mean, instead of 4. I would normally get 4 of these. 4, 2, 2. But I am really thinking of getting 6, because look what happens. So now, yeah, you only make $162 if it falls, but look, if it doesn't fall that far, you make $600. You make $487. So I want you to remember that I said this, because at the end of the week, I'm going to check how this would have played out, because it's pretty, it's the same strike, it's just a matter of being in one more or not. Let's see the volatility plays, but this could be a way to, it's risk free from the very beginning. No, nothing. I mean, look at that. You put it on, you're done. So I'm gonna we gotta check that out over time and see if we could do it this way. But anyway, right now I'm in 5. Okay, so now I got my micro ES set to here. To go on was 31.65, which it seems like it's It's way too much now. I don't need it to be. That's good. I can turn this down. 4. Good. It's hard to tell what's going to happen until over the weekend. The volatility shifts around and stuff. But, like, so you see it says 790, 790, whatever. So I'm going to leave this alone. I'll probably leave that there. That's going to fall, right? So if that goes up there. So I'm going to, I mean, not because of mine, but because of this, it's going to fall a bit. Not too much, though, because this is this thing's very strong. So anyway, that's a lot of talking, but what did I want to say to end up? Okay, so I think the one thing about this trade is when it falls, you don't have to wait to see if you can put a hedge on. So I should check right now if I could put a hedge on, right? So if I go to 30, if I go get the the shorter ones, the week 4s, right? What's like, I don't know, I'm gonna look at, I don't know, if on this level with all these, with this, like a $10 hedge. Let's look what a 10, I just want to see with the nearer expiration. So I would get 31.60. I would definitely get for $10 because you can see that's the worst price. So I'm gonna analyze by trade, put it there. Now it's right there. So it's that one right there. I have these black lines. This separates the trades, and this means anything under it's theoretical. So that black line just helps me separate things. So I haven't done it. So here's the trade. Here's the if I bought this right now, look what happens. $132. Wow. So that's like really crazy. Seems like unnecessary. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. Let's do it. Let's see what the fuck happens. Market. I'm gonna make money if it falls the other way, so it's a good balance. So I'm getting in this trade right now. Boom. So now I'm gonna move this line, this black line, down below, and that indicates that this is a real trade. This is how I do it when I'm paper trading, so I can keep track of it. This is the first trade. This is the second trade, and now anything under this line, I'm playing around with it until I lock it in, and then I move the black line down. So, okay, I'm good to go. Looks like I don't have to use the futures, the MES on this trade this week. So, because I shouldn't be able to lose anything. So I'm just gonna ride this thing out and see how much money I can make. Okay, so looks like we're locked in on the ES version of the trade, this is one of the nice things about this version is you get a move down on the open, which happens a lot. You don't have to go and wait for the morning and hope that it works out. You can just take advantage of it right away. So that's pretty kick-ass. Okay, let's see what happens.